Hi and welcome. Let's discuss this question. The question says that you are given a string. Let's say the string, for example, is prep bytes. Fine. And you need to find the length of the longest substring with unique characters, with non-repeating characters. Fine. The length. So first of all, let's start. This is my string. Okay. All the characters are unique till now. But as soon as I reach here, P is repeating. So till this point, there is a unique substring with a non-repeating characters with length 3. Fine. Okay. Then if I start with this point, so R, E unique, non-repeating, P till now is non-repeating from this point, from R. B non-repeating, Y, T, and as soon as I reach E, now E is repeating here. So till this point, from this point, it is a substring with non-repeating characters with the length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get a length of 6. Fine. Then similarly, if I start with this E, I can get till this point without non-repeating characters and the length is 5. Okay. Then if I start with this point, I can go till end with a length of 6. Fine. Now if I start with this point, I can go till end with the length of 5. From here to here it is 4. From here to here 3, 2, 1. Fine. So from all this we need to print the maximum possible length, which is 6. Okay, so 6 is the answer for this test case. This is what the question is saying. Now brute force solving is pretty simple. You may be already thought of it. Fine. You will get TLE in brute force. So what is brute force approach? For each substring, simply check whether all the characters are unique or not. For each substring, check for uniqueness. Fine. How we can check whether all the characters are unique or not? We can use a frequency array for that. Fine. You can use a map of frequency array and you can check. So to get each substring, we need 2 nested loops order of n square, and for each substring we need to check whether it is unique or not, so that means order of n. So total time complexity is order of n cube. Okay, so it is something like for I equals to 0 to n minus 1 and j equals to I to n minus 1, get each and every substring. Fine. So for each substring, just check for is it unique or not, substring that is present between I to j, and we are done. It's pretty simple. N square and order of n cube. Let's see how we can optimize this. So the given string that we are having is nothing but prep bytes. Fine. Now if we see this particular point, that from this point to this point it is unique. Now for the next iteration, again we are checking with R, but we already know that till this point it was unique. Okay, we start checking with this with R. Fine. This information we can somehow use. How? So we will be using sliding window, a type of sliding window here. Fine, just pause the video and think with this hint. Think on your own first. Fine. So what we can do is we can store the last seen index of all particular elements, the last index, or you can say the previous index. Fine. For example, let's start with our string, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Fine. You can still pause and think on your own how storing last index is useful with sliding window. You can still think. So how last index is useful is last index of P right now is 0. We have encountered P as 0. The length of the longest substring with unique characters or non-repeating characters is 1 till now. Now R is 1. Correct. Last index P is 0, R is 1. Fine. So we can denote it with some indexes. Fine. So let's say this is I and this is j. So how many elements are present between I and j? It is given by j minus I plus 1. Two elements are present, 1 minus 0 plus 1. I hope you know about this. This is nothing but how many elements are present between 2 and 5 inclusive. If this is my range, how many elements are present? It is nothing but 5 minus 2 plus 1. 4 elements are present, 2, 3, 4, 5. Upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. Fine. So similarly, j minus I plus 1. Now this is my E. Okay, E is at index 2. Fine. So still it's fine. So we get 2 minus 0 plus 1, that is length 3. Now as soon as I reach P again, so it says that see, we already have your value first. You were last seen before at 0. Okay, so that means from this point to this point it is not possible to have a unique string. But we can slide the window, we can use this part for now. Because I know your last index was 0, so definitely till this point whatever the string I use is not used for me. Fine, I will start with this index plus 1. Okay, so let's say I become this. Fine, so now 3 minus 1 plus 1, that is nothing but 3 itself. So the length right now is 3. Now we update the last index of P is now 3. Last seen index of P is now 3. Now B value, B is at index 4, it's unique. 4 minus I value is 1, 4 minus 1 plus 1 is nothing but 4. So REPB, 4 length string. Y is at index 5, 5 minus 1 plus 1 is 5. Now T is at index 6, 6 minus 1 plus 1 is 6, 6 length string with all the characters non-repeating. Now as soon as we reach 7, we reach E, index 7, we see that E is already at index 2. E is already at index 2. Fine. So that means definitely from one index till this index, if I go, E will repeat. Okay. So what we can do is we can start with E, last index of E plus 1. Till this point, there is definitely all the characters which are non-repeating. Fine. Let's see this. I is now not 2, I is 3. Okay, I am not doing I plus 1. This is not the case because E and E are still repeating. We know the last index of E now. Since we know the last index of E, we know till this point there is no chance, even if I start with 0, there is no chance I will reach index 7 without non-repeating E. Fine. So I will start with E plus 1. And now from E plus 1 till the current E, I can get the length 7 minus 3 plus 1, which is nothing but 5. Fine. And we will update the last scene of E to 7. And S is 8. So 8 minus I is 3. 8 minus 3 plus 1 is nothing but 6. From all this, we will simply get the maximum. Okay. Whenever we calculate a length, we will use the if-else condition to get the maximum till now. Fine. So this last scene, last index, previous index, whatever you want to call it, fine, this is used and with the type of sliding window that we will simply slide our window, that is our I and J. J is already incrementing one by one. I is changing only when element is occurring again. So if the already seen element is occurring again, fine, I is becoming this last index plus 1. Fine, and then we get the length of this particular window. Fine. So this is how the question is solved. Let me just show you a simple pseudocode for it. So we can have let's say last index, last seen, or let's say previous index array. Fine. It's of size 26. We'll map the characters. A will be mapped to 0, B will be mapped to 1, C to 2, D to 3, and so on. Fine, using the ASCII values. So previous index equals to 26, its size is 26, and initially everything, let's say, is minus 1 or 0, minus 1 index. Fine. Now what we will do, we will simply run a loop for j equals to 0 to n minus 1. I value is currently 0. Fine. And we will simply check, do I need to update I? Okay, if we need to update I, then update I. And then simply get the current length, which is nothing but j minus I plus 1. Now if this length is greater than the overall maximum we are storing, then update the maximum. So each and every time we will get a one particular length, and if it is greater than maximum, update maximum. So here it will get updated at the end. That 6 will not get, there is nothing greater than 6. Fine. So finally we'll get the max as the output. Okay, so try to implement this on your own now, and then see the implementation. Fine. Let's see the implementation for longest unique substring. Fine. Test case loop is running so that we can test on multiple cases at once, and we are taking string as the input. N is the length of my string. Fine. And we can have a previous index array of size 26, and we can initialize it with -1. Okay, fine. We have our answer. This is int min. This will store the maximum value int I equals to 0. Now a simple loop for int j equals to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. I is nothing but the max between I and previous index of the current element that we are having, okay, plus 1. So this is what we are doing to update I. So either the I will update or it will not update. Okay, so if, since I is what initially 0, and suppose we get a character which is repeating, fine, so in that case we'll update I to +1 of its index, of its previous index. Fine, else I will remain I. Now answer is nothing but the max between the current answer that is going on or the current length. What is the current length? J minus I plus 1. Fine, and we update the previous index for the next iteration. strj minus 97 equals to j. That's it. So this, if you are confused here, this is nothing but if previous index, okay, of the current character, that is strj, not I. Fine, strj minus 97 plus 1 is greater than I, then update I equals to this whole thing. How we can say this is because we initialize it with -1. Okay, since we initialize it with -1, so -1 plus 1 becomes 0. So this is how I is updated. Now what is this saying is, suppose we have character E, it is coming first time. So if it is coming first time, the previous index for each and everything is -1 for the first time. So -1 plus 1 remains 0. So I will not update since I is also 0. So this condition fails. Fine. Now if the character has already occurred previously, in that case this condition will become true and we will update I. Okay, so instead of writing in if else manner, I have written it directly here. Fine, so that is the implementation. Let's run it on some test cases. So let's say we have, this is a test case, prep bytes. We are not printing anything. Okay, sorry. Cout answer. Fine, let's run it again. So let's have two test cases. First is prep bytes, we get 6 as the answer. Let's have algorithm, we get 9 as the answer. 9 is the answer. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All are unique. Fine. So therefore we get 9. So this is the implementation. Thank you.